We've shown you how to make the rigs, and we've also shown you how to clean and prep the Ballyhoo. Now we're going to show you how to take the Ballyhoo and rig them up with a J-hook on a pin rig or a copper wire rig so that they're going to swim perfectly in your spread. Check it out right now. We just got done showing you how to rig a Ballyhoo with a pin rig. Now we're going to show you how to rig a Ballyhoo with a piece of copper wire rig. Now, the pin rig is probably the fastest way to rig your bait and get it out in the spread, which is good. But I personally prefer the copper wire. It takes a little bit longer, but I think the baits swim a little bit nicer. It's a little more streamlined. And also, you don't have that sharp pin for if a fish bites down, they don't feel that. They just feel the bait itself. So that's one of the main advantages to using the copper wire rig. And I'll show you how to do that now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bait and line everything up, similar to how we did with the pin rig. And we want to see where the copper wire is going to come up through the bottom, or the top lip of the bait. So I'll lay it out and match it up. And you can see that top lip there. We've talked about the V that you can find on the top lip. There's a small V if you look closely. The center of that V is a soft spot that you're going to want to stick this soft wire up through. But the reason why we check here as to where it's going to come up is because we want to see the exit point of the hook. And we can see that that point's going to be right here. This is where the hook and the bait meet. And what I'm going to do is mark it with first grab it with my thumb, and then grab the hook and move it from the back of the bait forward to get up underneath the scales, and put a small incision with the point of the hook right there. And that's going to mark my exit point when I'm running the bait, or the hook, through the bait itself. Now, I'll then take my hook, and I'm going to bring it behind the gill, and I'm going to move it into the stomach of the bait. And there's two sides you can take it on. Either one is fine. Slide it right into the stomach. I'm going to take the bait, move it back in my hand, and give it some arch to the back, which will allow me to move my hook through the body better. And then I'm going to guide that point up into that hole that I marked just a second ago as my exit point. Then, to get the eye up into the bait, we'll give it a little twist, and we're good. We're seated properly. And now what I'll do is I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to do a wrap. I'm going to come through the eye, two times, so that's one. I'm going to go the first one in front of my lead and pull tight. Every time you pull on that wire, every wrap, you should pull tight. And then the next one, I'm going to go through the eye again, and I'm going to cinch down behind my weight. And what that's going to do is, not only is it going to close my gills off, as you can see the gills pinch as I pull on that. See that in the camera. But it's also going to seat my weight permanently. Now that weight isn't going to move. It's got a wrap in front and a wrap behind. Because I've got a little bit extra wire here to work with, I'm going to do one more wrap around the front of that weight, tighten it down again, and now I'm going to take it and come up through the bait. Push straight up, looking for that soft spot in the top lip. There it is. We found it right away. And now I'm going to do my finishing wraps. And what the finishing wraps are, I'm wrapping down the beak while keeping the monofilament leader up tight against it. Now my go-to is 130-pound mono for these types of rigs. If you know you've got fish in the area and you're not getting bites, sometimes we'll go down to like 90-pound fluorocarbon. It's a little less visible in the water, Really helps, you know, on those days when the sun's up high, really clear water to help get you some bites. There you have it. As you can see, I wrapped it right down the beak. We've got a little bit extra beak here, so what I'll do is I'll take a pair of shears and do a nice straight cut. And you're ready to go. There's your rig bait. You can run that naked. That'll swim beautifully. You've got your keel weight here to keep the bait upright. Back's all broken. It's going to swim very nice and in line. You can also put an Islander or Joe Shoot-head or even a Chugger head over top of this bait to help give it some color and some action. There are your two ways to rig a J-hook Ballyhoo. If you have any questions on this or anything else, you can call the number on the screen and speak with one of our pro staff guys, or you can check out our website, TackleDirect.com. I'm Paul Wheaton with the TackleDirect Pro Staff. Tune in, we've got more coming your way.